to the middle and I'll put another tack in, and then I'll come the opposite side and I'll put another tack in. I'm just pulling them taut, and then I'll go up to the corner, not right into the corner it has to be said, because you need to leave yourself a little bit of working room so when you pull that in. So I'll go up to that corner and I'll go up to this corner. So everything I do on one side I'm going to do on the other side. Pull that taut, push down, and away we go. Right, now what I'm also going to do is, by the way, the fire retardant layer that I've put underneath is exactly the same process as this. Only you need to be a bit more careful with this, because like I say, we need to make sure that these lines are straight. Now as you can see, there's a bit of a pull in here, and the line isn't quite straight. I hope you can see that. Now that's not a problem as yet, because we've only tacked one side. Now when I pull this edge straight, or this edge taut I should say, that's going to pull that edge straight. Now we just need to be aware and careful of that and get that as good as we can. Like I say, if we make a mistake, we can just pull the staple out and do it again. So what I'm going to do is, on this particular edge, I'm going to pull that taut, pull it down, I'm going to put a tack in there. And likewise, on the opposite side, in more or less the same position but the opposite side, I'm going to pull that taut and I'm going to put a staple in. Now, I will tell you, I am not an expert upholsterer. I'm learning as I go, and this is the way I've kind of seen people do it, and this is the way I'm going to do it. I just need to make sure that these lines are straight. Right, now likewise, on this edge, I'm going to go out, I'm going to pull it taut, put a staple in there, the opposite side, into the corners, not right into the corners though, put a staple, and we're now starting to the curve here, so I'll just go up to where the curve is starting and do it that side. Have another look, make sure everything's going straight. Now look at the quality of this. I mean, every time I look at it I get really excited. I know it's my painting, but to see my painting on a fabric of this quality is well, for me it's fantastic. I can't tell you what it's like. It's just such a great feeling. But that's Prinfab fabric. Right, okay. What I need to do, same on this side, pull that taut, put a staple in, go the opposite side, pull that taut, put a staple in. Oh, that is hard, that. But there we are, we have to make sure it is correct, we have to make sure the staples are right in. And it's a manly stapler, I have to say. Right, up to the edges, there. And actually we're already up to the corner on this one, but I'll put another one in here just to keep things correct. There we go. Right, now we just turn over, have another look. Right, I think we might just have a little bit of variation, but nothing, it's nothing worth talking about, so I think we're okay with that. Yeah, that is the difficulty, especially the thing is, if I'd had a squarer cushion, this would have been a lot easier. But there we are. We have to work with what we're given, don't we? So now the hardest part now is this corner, this curved corner edge. Now I'm going to try and get it correct, or the same I should say, on both sides. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling all that fabric up, I'm bringing it to the middle on each side, and kind of forming like this handkerchief looking effect. Now what that's giving me is a nice crease there and a nice crease there. Now we're going to try and get away without having too many creases, you see. We don't want creases all the way around, so we just have two creases, and I'll pull that over, keeping it taut, and I'll pull it tight and I'll staple over the edge. So I'm stapling into the main fabric, so I just slightly missed that. So I'm stapling into the main fabric and the corner piece, and the same on this side. Now I'll just show you what I mean by that. I've pulled this in like a handkerchief edge, doubled it over and under, and then I've gone over the edge and into the main fabric. So effectively that corner is almost done. Now what we need to do is to try and get that the same on the opposite side. So if I had a normal seat cushion, I'd probably just do it like that. But it's not quite that easy with this at the moment. So what I'm doing is I'm standing it up, pulling it taut, pulling it taut. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try and move so you can. And you'll see there's an edge there and an edge there. Pull it tight round. Anything that you think isn't quite right, if you've got a double pull in there, just tuck it in and keep it tight. And like I say, once again, staple over the edges. Now this should be making it look almost identical or identical to the other side. So there we go. What we've got just some little pulls in there. Now what we can do is we can actually pull this and tidy it all up all the way around. We can be pulling that around there. This is just a little crease, so that's nothing to worry about. It's all going to be stapled down, it's all going to be secure. I'm just going to bang in a few staples to keep this correct and holding. Like I say, every time you do it, pull it tight or taut. Too tight is too much. Right, okay, same on this side. We've got a little bit of a bunch going on here, so what we're going to try and do is just eradicate them creases. So it just means having a little bit of a play with the fabric, tucking it in and pulling it over. If you do end up with one, then there's not a lot you can do about that. But, well, no, sorry, I'm contradicting myself. There is a bit you can do about it. Just take the staples out and start again. But if it's not that bad, then you're not going to really need to worry. Right, so we've got that in there. You can staple over the creases. That holds them all together, holds them all firm, and pulls it tight. Right. What I've got there is that now. Now you'll see there's way too much fabric in here, way too much fabric. I'm going to be cutting that all the way around here, so we won't worry about that for the moment. What we're going to do now is concentrate on this side. Now effectively, sorry, this side. Effectively, it's the same thing again, same principle. So fold that down, pull it in like that, into a kind of a handkerchief sort of looking effect. Staple over, and then pull it tight and tidy up edges where you can. So this is where you had to make sure that you didn't actually go too far into the corners, because if you had, you wouldn't have anything to pull out, because the handkerchief effect would be going inwards and it wouldn't give you enough to tuck under. Well, that's what I find anyway. So I've now got kind of a couple of creases there, nice looking corner, nice tidy looking corner. I'll pull it in tight, staple over the edge, and that's going to hold that in for me. And I'll just do these, do that. If you're quite happy with what you're seeing, just put another one into the middle just to hold it secure, and away we go. So I'm just going to do that, into the right, into the left, fold it under, tidy it up. That's kind of just a visual thing, kind of tucking it in, pulling it tight, and hopefully we're going to end up with two really nice looking edges. Right. The other thing is that this Prinfab fabric is such great quality that it allows you to be tough with it. It allows you to do what you need to do with it. I mean, I generally have only been using it at the moment for furniture. Now, I have to say that their fabrics that they give you, I have noticed that there is the option to do lampshades, because they sell lampshades or lampshade kits. So you get this fabric and I believe you laminate it and you can make lampshades. I mean, that's brilliant. I'm going to make some bespoke lampshades to go with these chairs at some point. Now, the other thing you can do, I did notice there, I'm pretty sure I read something that said something like doing dresses, shirts, things like that. All sorts of different variations of products. Curtains, I mean, you know, all the normal things, curtains, cushions, shirts, dresses, all these sorts of things that are made of fabric. Prinfab do a fabric for that, and if it's anything like this quality, I mean, the print quality, I mean, I know I keep going on about it, but that's stunning. That really is quite stunning for a print on a fabric. Anyway, I need to just add in staples now. Obviously pull and taut every time, otherwise you'll end up with little loose edges that you don't want or need. And one thing I would say is, don't be frightened to use your staples. Don't try to be, is the word frugal? Tight with your staples. I mean, for what they're worth, if you have if you're making a piece of furniture like this and you're not using enough and it starts to come adrift 4 to 6 months down the line, your customer's going to go elsewhere. They're not going to look at you as a quality craftsman. So don't be frightened to use your stuff, because you know you've got to put it into your cost. So if you're making a good product, then you charge a good price. It's as simple as that. That's the way I live my life. I feel that my paintings are of a decent standard, so I charge a decent price, and why not, you know. So that's just the way I live my life. But obviously you don't rob people, but there we go. We're putting in staples. I'm putting in plenty of staples. Wherever you pull, if it comes up, then you might as well just put an extra staple in there, just to be certain of what you're doing. Pull it tight, push in, and it keeps it tight. Pull it tight, lifts it up, push in with the stapler, and down we go. Sorry, I've got someone at the... Not... Alright, Jade, you'll have to come back and see me later, mate, because I'm doing a video. Sorry about that, that was my youngest son. He didn't know I was doing this. I hope you didn't mind the interruption there. Right, I'm now looking round. There isn't many areas that I need to staple now, but I'm probably being a bit more cautious than I need to. So if the area is too wide, I just bang in an extra staple, just because I feel I should, and just because I can. I'd rather have a good quality item than nothing at all. Right, so what we've got now, you can see that's all taut. The reason you can do this as well and pull it tight is because of the fabric quality. Now, you can't do that to every fabric. I know you can't. But this is such a pleasure to work with. And, right. Now, what I need to do is to cut all these edges away. Now, I start at one corner and I cut down, not quite to the staples. I don't want to cut right up to the staples because I don't want to lose any of the fabric underneath the staples. So I pull the edge up and I go across here. You are going to end up with some untidy edges, but they're going to be a lot tidier than this. Right, and I'm just going to cut across, leaving probably 1/2 inch or 1 centimetre excess beyond the staples. So if there ever was any pull, not that there should be now, it's got something to go at and something to give, and what you will do is end up just tidying these edges up. I'll show you that in a second. Right. Another thing you need is a very good pair of fabric scissors. Now, I bought these from a place called Home Bargains, and I have to say, a brilliant investment. I think they only cost me about £1 or £2. That's incredible. That's incredible. So, as you can hear and see, it's just making light work of this. So, a pair of fabric scissors does the trick. Cut this round. You can just hear the quality of the Prinfab fabric when you're cutting it. You're cutting into it and you can just, it's got a meatiness to it. Well, meatiness might be the wrong thing to say for a fabric, but it's just got some oomph, some quality, you can hear it. Right, so what we've done now is we've tidied up all the edges. We've got a cushion, very few creases, okay. Prinfab fabric makes it so that you can do some real good work with this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tidy up these edges somehow. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it yet. I'm just going to right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and staple on this edge. It's a thin edge, but hopefully it's going to work. Yes, it worked, thank you. Just to tidy up these edges and get rid of this loose trailing bit of fabric. If you had an ordinary chair, you'd probably be putting like a base on this, a black base. Now, I could do that with this, and it covers all these edges. Now I could do this with this, but what I have is a chair that has a compartment in it, so I need like the excess height. Now if I put that across there, you can end up with half the height of storage that you originally had. So I'm not going to put on that on there. I'm just going to staple these edges, tuck them in and over. That's probably the best thing to do if you've got enough. Tuck them in and over. Tidy them edges up. Staple it where you can. Another reason to have enough fabric as well. And you can just tuck them edges over. And not only is it tidying it up, it's actually putting more strength into keeping the fabric where it should be. So any loose edges that you want tidied up, just staple them down. This is not the main part of the chair, so any extra that you do here is a good thing, but not necessarily part of what you need. It's just a pride thing, really. Right, you can hear that I'm putting several in, just because I want to pull all the edges in, tidy them up. I mean, for the cost of the staples, it's, you know, you might as well have something really good rather than something you've tried to save money on, and people will notice. Sorry, that one's quite hard. Yeah. Right, there's a bit up there, just put a staple in there, hold it down. Just going to put a staple on this edge to get rid of these scruffy edges. Now, ideally, as I say, this isn't how I like to leave an edge. but because there is not a decorative covering on the bottom like there would be on a normal chair, it's kind of, you just have to do the best you can with this bit. You know, if I'd left it a bit longer, I could probably have tucked it round a bit better maybe. Any edges that you see that you think need straightening down, just do it. Right, there we go. Prinfab fabric. Half an hour's job. Done. Now, like I said, I just want to show you a bit closer. Look at the quality of that print. Look how good that is. Now, this, and the fact that I've now got my Sarah Jayne's chalk painted chair, you are going to be the first to see this finished. So, I'm going to lift the chair up. Well, I say finished. I've got a little bit of touching up to do, but not much. There's my chair. And here's my crowning glory. Wow. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And it's not because, well, I suppose partly it's because of my painting. I had to do a painting, but you can do this with, I don't know, for example, your dog's photograph, your children's photograph, anything like that you can put on fabric. I can help you do that if you wanted. Just contact me. You can get me on Facebook, you can get me on Twitter, although I'm not on Twitter that much. I have my own artist page, John Etheridge Cycling Artist on Facebook. I have a website. Just get in touch with me. I can help you. I can guide you through all these things, and yeah, we can work together. But I'm absolutely thrilled to bits with that. Look at that. That, from where it was originally in part one, I think you'll agree is quite an outstanding product now, and something that I'm really proud to have achieved. And it's with the help of Sarah Jayne chalk paint and Prinfab fabric. With their help and with my painting, we've achieved this. So thank you very much.